All right, let's jump right in, shall we? We're going deep on the Steelers-Browns rivalry today, and judging by the stack of articles you sent, you're definitely ready to go beyond the headlines.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This is one of those rivalries, where you can really feel the history.
Yeah, I was just looking through your research here, and wow, you've got some great stuff. Two teams, so geographically close, steeped in tradition.
And the fans, don't even get me started on the fans. They're as much a part of this rivalry as the players themselves.
Speaking of fans, just imagine being in either Pittsburgh or Cleveland after, let's say, that 1957 championship game.
Oh, man, that one was a classic, wasn't it? The Browns just demolished the Steelers 31-7.
Yeah, talk about making a statement. I mean, that really set the tone for the early years of the rivalry, didn't it?
Oh, absolutely. The Browns, they came into the NFL in 1950, and they were already a powerhouse, coming from a different league where they'd been dominating.
Right. And the Steelers, well, they were still trying to find their footing.
Exactly. And with Paul Brown at the helm and Otto Graham under center, the Browns were just unstoppable in those early days.
It's almost like the Steelers became their favorite punching bag for a while there.
Yeah, kind of like a David and Goliath situation, except Goliath just kept winning and winning.
So we've got this imbalance early on. When do things start to shift? When do the Steelers start pushing back?
Well, things get really interesting in the 1970s. That's when the Steelers really came into their own.
Steel curtain era.
Yeah. With Chuck Noll as their coach, they built a dynasty, winning 4 Super Bowls in just 6 years.
Think about it. Bradshaw, Harris, Swan, those guys became legends.
Exactly. And that's when the rivalry really started to heat up. It became a clash of titans,
Yeah.
2 powerhouse teams going head-to-head.
I mean, we could spend hours just talking about those classic 70s matchups.
No kidding. So many stories, so many iconic moments.
So that's what we're here for, right? To dive deep into those moments.
Mm-hmm.
So walk us through a few that really capture the essence of this rivalry.
All right. Let's start with the 1989 wild card game. It was a back-and-forth battle, down to the wire.
I can already feel the tension.
Oh, yeah. And then, with just seconds left on the clock, the Steelers pulled off a miracle win.
Classic Steelers. Heartbreak for the Browns, but that's what makes this rivalry so great.
For sure. High stakes, high emotions. Now, fast forward to 2002, another wild card game.
Oh, yeah, I remember this one. The Browns were looking good, had a decent lead going into the fourth quarter, right?
Right. But then the Steelers, they just wouldn't quit. They mounted this incredible comeback and ended up winning 36-33.
Talk about a gut punch for Browns fans.
Oh, it was brutal. One of those games that stays with you,
Absolutely. Okay, so we've had last-minute wins, dramatic comebacks. Is there a moment that really captures the, how do I put it, the raw intensity of this rivalry?
Well, you can't talk about raw intensity without mentioning the 2019 helmet incident. I mean, just look at these photos in your research. It was wild.
Yeah, I was looking at those. Myles Garrett swinging a helmet at Mason Rudolph. I mean, that's something you don't see every day.
Nope, that's definitely not in the rule book. It was one of those moments where everyone just stopped and thought, did that really just happen?
It really exposed just how deep this rivalry runs.
Absolutely. It's more than just a game to these teams and their fans. It's personal.
Okay, so we've talked about the history, the turning points, the moments that define this rivalry.
Yeah, we've covered a lot of ground.
But what are the teams themselves? If you had to describe the Steelers' identity, their essence, what would you say?
Well, to me, the Steelers embody that blue-collar, hard-nosed work ethic. They're tough, they're resilient, they find ways to win.
6 Super Bowls, that's not an accident.
Nope, it's a testament to their consistency, their commitment to excellence.
They just keep coming back year after year.
Exactly. And then you have the Browns, a team that's had a much different journey.
Oh, yeah, for sure. They've faced their share of challenges, haven't they?
Definitely. But they've always had this unwavering loyalty from their fans. That's what defines them, I think. Passion, resilience, a never-give-up attitude.
It's that underdog spirit that makes them so compelling.
You got it. They represent a city that's been through tough times, but always finds a way to bounce back.
So we've got these 2 distinct identities, 2 cities with so much history. Now let's talk about the players who've come to embody this rivalry. Who are some of the names that immediately spring to mind?
Well, when you think Steelers-Browns, you got to start with Ben Roethlisberger, right?
Big Ben, the Steelers legend.
He was the ultimate villain for Browns fans, a constant thorn in their side. I mean, his record against them was 25-3-1.
Wow, that's dominance. He was a nightmare for them, but a hero in Pittsburgh?
Exactly. And then on the Browns side, you can't forget about Jim Brown.
Jim Brown, arguably the greatest running back of all time.
Absolutely. He was a force of nature, and the Steelers were often on the receiving end of his brilliance.
It's amazing to think about the talent that's been on display in this rivalry over the years.
Yeah, and it's not just the legends, it's the current players, too.
Right. Who else comes to mind for you?
Well, for the Browns, there's Myles Garrett, one of the most dominant defensive players in the game today. He's a symbol of their resurgence, their desire to finally break through and challenge the Steelers.
He's a game changer, that's for sure. What about from the Steelers' perspective?
Well, you can't talk about the Steelers' defense without mentioning Troy Polamalu.
Ah, yes, the human highlight reel.
He was a nightmare for opposing quarterbacks, always making those clutch plays. He really embodies that Steelers' defensive mentality.
Okay, so we've covered the history, the legends, the current stars. But where do we go from here? What's the state of this rivalry today?
Well, things are getting interesting. The Browns, they're on the rise. They finally got a playoff win against the Steelers in 2020, and that's given them a taste of what's possible.
That must have been a huge moment for Browns fans.
Oh, yeah, you could feel the city erupt. But the Steelers, they're not going anywhere.
They still have that championship DNA.
Right. They've got a young quarterback in Kenny Pickett, a ferocious defense, and they're always a threat.
So the Steelers are reloading, the Browns are hungry for more. It feels like we're entering a new chapter in this rivalry.
Absolutely. And with the AFC North becoming so competitive, every game between these two teams is going to have huge implications.
Playoff seeding, bragging rights, maybe even a chance to meet in the postseason again.
Oh man, wouldn't that be something? This rivalry just keeps getting better and better.
Now let's talk about the fans. It's impossible to talk about the Steelers-Browns rivalry without mentioning the fans. They're as much a part of this story as the players themselves, wouldn't you say?
Oh, 100%. The passion, the intensity, it's unmatched. You go to a Steelers-Browns game and you can feel the electricity in the air.
The terrible towel in Pittsburgh, the dog pound in Cleveland, those are iconic symbols of this rivalry.
And it's not just in the stadiums, it's in the streets, in the bars, and the workplaces. This rivalry seeps into every aspect of life in these two cities.
It's like a family feud, but on a massive scale.
Exactly. They're rivals, but there's also a deep respect, a shared understanding of what this rivalry means.
They're connected by geography, by history, by a love for the game that transcends the wins and losses.
Absolutely. It's a rivalry that's built on passion, tradition, and a sense of community that's hard to find anywhere else.
So we've covered the history, the teams, the players, the fans. But what's the future hold for this epic rivalry?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? The Browns are looking to establish themselves as a consistent contender.
They want to break free from the past and create a new legacy.
Exactly. And the Steelers, they're entering a new era without Ben Roethlisberger. They're trying to prove that they can still compete at the highest level.
So we've got the Browns hungry for success, the Steelers determined to maintain their dominance, and this incredible rivalry as the backdrop.
It's a recipe for some epic battles in the years to come.
Now, I want to shift gears a little bit and talk about something that goes beyond the X's and O's. We've talked about the past and the present, but what about the future of this rivalry? How do you see it evolving in the years to come?
That's a great question. I think one of the most interesting things to watch is how the next generation of players and fans will shape this rivalry.
You've got young stars like Kenny Pickett and Mick Chubb who are already making their mark.
Exactly. And they'll be writing their own chapters in this storied rivalry. What legacy will they leave behind? What new traditions will emerge?
It's exciting to think about the possibilities. And it's not just the players, it's the fans too.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Social media has definitely amplified things. You see more trash talk, more instant reactions, but you also see this growing sense of community among fans from both sides.
It's almost like they're united by their shared passion for this rivalry, even if they're rooting for different teams.
Exactly. It's a unique dynamic, and it's something that makes this rivalry so compelling.
It's constantly evolving, adapting to the times, but it's always grounded in that rich history.
Absolutely. The Steelers-Browns rivalry, it's more than just a game. It's a story that continues to unfold, and we're all lucky enough to be witnessing it.
Well said. We've covered a lot of ground today, but there's still so much to explore. This rivalry is so rich, so layered, it could keep us talking for hours.
No doubt about it. And I think that's what makes it so fascinating. It's a story that keeps giving, full of surprises, heartbreaks, and triumphs.
And as we continue our deep dive, I want you to keep those things in mind.
Think about the history, the players, the moments that have shaped this rivalry.
But also, think about the future. What will the next chapter hold? What new legends will be written into the Steelers-Browns saga?
And most importantly, what role will you play in this ongoing story? You know, one of the things that really struck me was an article that talked about Steelers and Browns fans working side by side. in those steel mills and factories.
Oh, I bet. Can you imagine those Monday morning conversations after a game?
Right. I mean, talk about adding fuel to the fire. But, it's not always about animosity. Sometimes it's about respect.
Yeah, acknowledging the other side's passion, even when you're rooting against them.
Exactly. That's what makes a rivalry truly great, wouldn't you say? That underlying respect, that shared history.
Absolutely. It goes beyond just the game itself. It's about community, shared experiences.
Now, looking ahead, there are a few things that could really shake things up. The Browns, they've definitely made some big strides.
But the question is, can they maintain that momentum?
Right. Can they turn those big wins into consistent success? That's the challenge.
One thing I found interesting in your notes was about the Browns' use of analytics. How do you think that's going to play out against the Steelers' more traditional approach?
Oh, that's a great point. It's almost like a philosophical battle playing out on the field. The Browns, they're all about data, crunching the numbers.
Well, the Steelers, they've always been more about that smash-mouth, blue-collar style.
It's a classic clash of styles, and it'll be fascinating to see who comes out on top.
And speaking of clashes, what about the Steelers' transition to a post-Roethlisberger era? How do you see that playing out?
That's the big question mark, isn't it? Kenny Pickett, he's shown potential, but can he fill those shoes?
Those are some big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
It's almost like a changing of the guard, not just for the Steelers, but for the rivalry itself.
Yeah, it's a whole new dynamic. But let's not forget, the Steelers still have that legendary defense.
How do you see that matching up against the Browns' offense with guys like Nick Chubb?
Well, it's going to be strength against strength, that's for sure. The Steelers' defense, they're tough, they're disciplined.
But Chubb, he's one of those explosive running backs in the league.
No doubt about it. And then you've got Myles Garrett on the Browns' defense, a guy who can single-handedly disrupt an offense.
So it's a classic battle of offense versus defense.
And with so much on the line, every snap is going to be intense.
You've got the Browns trying to prove themselves, the Steelers trying to maintain their legacy, and this intense rivalry as the backdrop.
The AFC North is going to be a war zone, and these two teams are right at the center of it.
Every game is going to have major playoff implications.
Bragging rights, playoff seeding, maybe even a chance to meet in the postseason. It's going to be epic.
I want to ask you a question that goes beyond the X's and O's. We've talked about the past and the present, but what about the future? How do you think the next generation of players and fans will shape this rivalry?
Wow, that's a great question. We're already seeing young stars like Kenny Pickett and Nick Chubb leaving their mark.
What kind of legacy will they build?
Right, what new traditions will emerge. It's exciting to think about the possibilities.
You know, one thing that really stood out to me in your research was how the fan culture is evolving.
Oh yeah, that's a fascinating aspect. Social media, it's definitely changed the game. There's more trash talk, more instant reaction.
But there's also a growing sense of community among fans from both sides. It's a bit of a paradox, isn't it?
It is. You've got this increased intensity, but also this strange kind of camaraderie. Like they're all part of something bigger than themselves.
Exactly. And that's what makes this rivalry so compelling. It's constantly evolving, adapting to the times.
But it's always grounded in that rich history.
It's like this rivalry has a life of its own. It's a story that keeps unfolding chapter after chapter.
We're all lucky enough to be a part of it. It really is amazing when you think about it. Over 70 years, this rivalry has just kept going strong.
Dynasties have come and gone. Hall of Famers have retired. But the intensity, it never fades.
You know, one thing that really stood out to me from all the articles was the sense of shared identity. They're rivals, yes, but they also represent the same region.
Yeah, that same hardworking spirit, like two sides of the same coin, you know?
Exactly. And you see that reflected in the fan bases, too.
There's a mutual respect there, even in the heat of the moment.
They get each other, you know? They understand the passion, the history.
It's like they're all part of this bigger story, a story that goes beyond football.
A story about two cities. Their shared experiences, their triumphs and heartbreaks.
Well, we've reached the end of our deep dive into the Steelers-Browns rivalry, and I have to say, it's been a wild ride.
It really is a rivalry that embodies everything that makes the NFL so great.
The history, the passion, the larger-than-life personalities.
It all comes together in this matchup.
We've covered so much ground today, from the early days of Browns' dominance to the Steelers' dynasty era.
From Jim Brown to Ben Roethlisberger, from iconic moments to the future of the rivalry.
But as we wrap up, I want to bring it back to you, the listener. What stood out to you the most?
Was there a particular story, a moment, or a player that really resonated?
Maybe you have your own memories of this rivalry, tailgating with friends, celebrating victories, or even commiserating after a tough loss.
Whatever your connection to this rivalry may be.
I hope this deep dive has given you a deeper appreciation for its complexity.
For the passion, for the enduring legacy.
Because the Steelers-Browns rivalry, it's more than just football.
It's a reflection of two cities, their shared history, their struggles, and their triumphs.
It's a reminder that even in the fiercest rivalries,
there's often a shared thread of respect, a love for the game that binds us all together.
So the next time you watch a Steelers-Browns game,
remember that you're witnessing more than just a game.
You're witnessing a clash of titans, a battle for bragging rights,
and a testament to the power of sports to bring people together.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the heart of the Steelers-Browns rivalry.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning.
And keep the passion for the game alive.
Today is your lucky day. Today is the day that our $3 website works for you, paying you directly to your PayPal daily. Imagine $3 ongoing continuous payments to your PayPal account. Imagine falling asleep and waking up to $300 in your PayPal account. How would this make you feel? How could this help you? What bills could you pay? What kind of fun could you have? What does that retirement look like now? All for a one-time payment of $3. This website is DFY done for you, fully built and completely hosted, and never stops collecting payments for you. You have spent $3 on coffee on a regular, but that coffee won't help you create multiple streams of income. Click the link below.